Let's have a conversation. What up, y'all? I'm clocking in again. This is like my fourth or fifth time. I still haven't made $1, but I'm doing this for the love and for the appreciation that I have for y'all for tuning in. But with that said, you see my Cash App scrolling at the bottom of the screen and my PayPal. This is not a monetized page yet. It's going to get there by next month. September, I'm calling that now. Late September, sometime before my birthday. My birthday is October 2nd. So sometime before then, it's going to be monetized. But until then, if you want to support me, hit the Cash App, #champwithin, or the PayPal, getoffmynervesforever@gmail.com. And also follow my other page, Music and Mental Health, which is kind of inactive right now because of Big Brother. But when the off season comes and all the Big Brother only people leave, I will mostly be over there. With that said, we got to the episode today. It was mostly not surprising. There was one main thing or two main things that I was looking for that I saw. But I'm going to just go through it really quick. It showed all the stuff that we've mostly already seen on the feeds. And please just let me get through the episode part of it and we can talk about, the live feed stuff afterwards. It's going to be quick. This part is going to be quick. So it showed Hisam. They gave Hisam a crazy edit because they were setting him up to look crazy, clearly, because they asked them those questions in the diary room. So he was like, the one thing that I didn't do during my HOH is to piss people off like Riley did and put a target on my back. Yes, he did. And they knew what they were doing by asking him that question. Then it showed him like, oh, you know what? I don't even want to play in the power of veto. And if I got picked for the power of veto, I'm going to throw it because I already won all these competitions and it's going to put the target on somebody else's back. Plus, I know the professors are going to do what we plan to do. So I have nothing to worry about. They're setting him up there. It showed the moment of Cam telling Red about the backdoor plan for Hisam, and Red being like, I'm in the professors and Cam's not in the professors. So why does Cam know of the plan and Red and me, I don't know of the plan? Which, I must have missed that part of it, but that makes Red look less like a snake, honestly, and it makes it look like they were playing him and he got the jump on them because they made a mistake of telling that to Cam. Like they made the mistake of trusting Cam when the two of them were in cahoots the whole time. But I guess that's how they found out they were in cahoots, because for some reason they weren't paying attention to those two, even though I feel like we've been seeing on feeds that it's a lot of them talking. But, that's armchair quarterbacking. I can see that part of it slipping through the cracks. So we get the power veto competition. They made it look like it was close, but it actually looked like it was close to a point. But Jag won that rather handily. I think he had all 12 of his eggs, and I think the next closest was like 8 or 9 for Red. Mama Felicia was terrible in that competition, so she better take advantage of the ones that are luck-based and maybe memory-based. I don't know yet. I don't know if she has a good memory, but she has to depend on the mental comps and the luck comps, because the physical ones, not going to be her thing. All right? So Jag wins. The whole house is told minus Red. Everybody minus Red was told that about the backdoor plan, which is, again, mind-boggling and baffling how they're always like, we're going to do this on behalf of the house. Maybe you see that a little bit in week 1 usually, but we're going into week 3 Oh yeah, of course. That part with him wearing Blue's outfit. We'd already seen that on the feeds, but that was definitely hilarious. Or were you talking about the HOH the HOH thing where the veto competition where his pants were getting taken down by the goo? Because both of those things were hilarious actually. Um yeah, so the whole house, they're like, we can't trust Red because Red's gonna trust Hisam. Every one of these conversations is like, you can't tell, you can't tell, you can't tell anyone, you can't tell anyone, you can't tell anyone. It's like if you tell, there's a saying that's like three people can keep a secret if two of them are dead. So yeah, they just tell just way too much in this house. Um, so they showed Hisam pushing the put up Matt plan. Okay, so Matt's going up, right? They're like, right. They're reassuring him. Let's put up Matt. Let's put up Matt. Yeah, the plan is to put up Matt. And I remember when we saw it on the feeds, everyone was sitting in the room and everyone was agreeing that the plan was to put up Matt, but everyone in the house but him knew that the plan was not to put up Matt. Also, Red tried to be slick in trying to figure out why he wasn't included in this Heisem plan, but obviously they knew we didn't tell him, but we told Cam, so that's how they figured out about him and Cam working together, and they stopped trusting them. But it's also like, what else could they do? What else could he do in that case? Because they already show that they don't trust him, so he had no reason to be loyal to the professors, anyways. Talking about Red. So we saw that Izzy is the one that Heisem said that whole why go after the knight when you can go after the king thing. And we saw on the feeds. I don't think they put it in the episode or they kind of chopped it in a funny way. But Izzy was actually the one who gave Felicia the whole speech. She gave her the dagger. And I'll tell you the truth. While I was watching that on the feeds, I was like, if she says that to him, it's going to cut this man. And he's not going to know that it came from Felicia. So the funny thing is, Sari and Izzy were hyping Felicia up to say that speech. They're like, oh, and you saw Izzy in the episode, like, oh, and you're going to say this on your HOH. You know what? That adds to the target on Felicia's back. So, of course, they're going to hype somebody else up to do that. Man, of course they're gonna hype her up to do that. But if it came, Sari would never say that. Sari would never say that speech. I promise you. Maybe if it was her first time on the show, but with the profile she's trying to keep right now, she would never make that speech. Izzy, I don't think she would make that speech. At least not at this point. So they had Felicia do it. And I was really looking because he kept talking about the smile on Felicia's face while she delivered the speech. So that was the last thing I was looking for in the episode. Oh, there's one more thing, but I'll come back to it. The smile on her face. So I looked very closely while she was giving the speech about, I believe you said to somebody, why take out the knight when you can take out the king? She might have had a slight, very slight grin on her face, but Jared was cracking up. Izzy was cracking up. Bowie was smiling. Corey was trying to hold back a smile. America was smirking. But the only person that I heard him mention that had the smile on their face was Felicia. So clearly he wasn't looking at the rest of the room because he was so shocked. And honestly, I feel like if they're asking me so many questions in the diary room about why I feel so safe, I would not feel safe. I would be like, they're asking me a few too many questions about why I feel safe and comfortable. So I'm starting to feel like something is up. But that Dr. Brain did not put that together. All right. So that's all the episode stuff. Took me about 10 minutes, 9 minutes. Now, on to the flipping. In the hour that the episode was on, and the little time leading up that I came on the live before, it looks like we have reflipped. And now we are on a rare double blindside. What is the double blindside that you ask? They blindsided him the first time when they put him on the block. Then they had a conversation with him in the room. Izzy, Cerie, and Felicia and him in the room where they said, there's a chance that we keep you in this house. He was like, oh, I'll do anything. Thank you so much. I love you guys. You're my family. I will never let you down again. Blah, blah, blah. And then they went to try to run this by the other people in the house. Corey was very strongly opposed. Mimi was very strongly opposed. And those were a couple of people that they wanted to be on board. Because they were like, we could try to get America for the number, but we don't trust her. We could try to get Red for the number, but we don't trust him. So they went to the ones that they kind of sort of trust the most, that are on the outskirts of their main group. And those people provided them enough resistance that I believe they were like, we can't trust that this is going to happen. There's too much at play. All the stuff that I was ranting about when I came on here an hour ago, they were saying on the camera. I was watching it during the commercials. I was like, this is what I've been saying all along. And especially Miss Felicia, she was like, he's going to gun for me. I don't know about the rest. Maybe he'll forgive the other people, but I instantly thought, he's not going to forget that I put him on the block. He's not going to forget my speech. And as soon as he gets the chance, he's going to go after me. And this is what I kept saying. I'm like, it would have made sense to keep him if you hadn't put him on the block. If you had said, we want to keep using him to a certain point and then get rid of him when he loses, okay, that would make some sense. But to put him on the block, make that speech, and then have him run around the house running amok, exposing your whole alliance and talking all this trash about all of the professors, and then try to regroup and get him back into the group and think that he's going to be loyal to y'all would have been, well, I can't even say is or would have, because I don't know what they're going to do between today and tomorrow. But if they did that, that would be a massive gamble, because what happens if next week, or this week, I mean, on Thursday, he won the HOH? You're at his mercy, no matter what you say. Oh, I could stare him down and make sure he doesn't do it. He would never want to go against us twice because he would never have us again, blah, blah, blah. He's going to do whatever he wants to do because it's his HOH if he wanted. So I would never put it to those kind of chances, ever. Hi, Justin, and hi, Milfman. What's up, Andre? I would never take those kind of chances. Because for sure, you know that somebody who you have put on the block and you conspired against and has felt the depths of the lowest of the low in that house is not suddenly just going to turn around just like that and be like, oh, well, I did so much wrong, so I can never wrong them again. All is fair. Putting me on the block and trying to send me home is fair. Now I'm going to go right back to working with them. I'm so glad that Corey is in that house and Mimi is in that house. Especially Corey, because they're not leaning on Mimi as much. But Corey, they are talking to, and Corey is very strong with his convictions. Corey is like, make this make sense to me. Make this make sense. And Izzy was trying her best. It's like, oh, he's going to go after me or Jared or this and that. And he was like, well, why couldn't we just do the exact same plan that you guys have, except include one of Red or Cameron in the plan instead of Heisem? Because we're blindsiding the person anyways. And then they're like, oh, what if Cameron wins the competition? And Corey was like, well, the odds of Cameron or Red winning a competition are much less than the odds of Heisem winning a competition. They should have stayed loyal to him, as in they should have stayed loyal to him now. Like, they shouldn't have put him on the block. I always thought that. This was not the time to put him on the block because there's eventually going to be a time later down the line where he loses a competition. Let him take out a Cameron. He hates Cameron. Let him take Cameron out himself. Let him take out, well, I guess Cameron, they could have gotten out on the block. But let's say after Cameron, let him take out a Jag. Let him take out whoever else is on the outside of the professors. Let him take out America or Bowie or whoever else. Let him take out those people. And then later down the line, when you guys have the advantage, then you blindside him. But now, working with him should be a dub. You shouldn't even be thinking about that anymore. Hey, Rory. Watching the live feeds now. 6 saying they are still voting him out. They are switching back and forth, and I know that the last I checked, they were also saying they're voting him out, but I also know I could check the feeds in 2 hours and see something different. Oh, I forgot about the one other thing I wanted to mention that was a new piece of information that we didn't get, which was Jared's diary room entry, where Jared was like, "This is the one time that I wish my mom wasn't on the show because I'm vibing." I think vibing was the word he used. I'm vibing with this girl. So that proved what I said, that he's actually into Blue, but he's trying to tell his mom something different. So if his mom actually wasn't in the show, he probably would solidly commit to an alliance and a final 2 with her. Or he would at least have her at the top of one of his alliances without his mom in there. So he's definitely feeling Blue. He said it in the diary entry. Blue, on the other hand, I don't really think that, I mean, they showed the flirting, but I don't really think they showed much of anything that she said about him. And also, Blue was the first person that I saw do the fake cry. I haven't seen anyone else so far this season do the fake cry except Blue. Blue had real looking tears coming out of her eyes when she was talking to Heisum, like, "Why do they keep putting my friends on the block?" This is not the first time we've seen Blue hug somebody and look up at the camera. She does this like damn near every time that she's with Jared. She's always looking at the camera. Like, she's a TikToker, man. You haven't let me down yet, MILF man. I'm glad I haven't, Rory. What did he say to make Sari change their mind? I agree. They put him up too soon. However, they have to go to the plan at this point. All this flip flopping is nerve wracking. That's what I'm saying. I need to go to the doctor with the way my blood pressure is rising every hour. That's what I'm saying. Who's a comp beast on? Well, yeah. It's like they have to commit to what they already started because they're not going to get Heisum back. That's the issue. But they should have kept him because as many plans as they can make, Jared is probably their best shot at winning a physical comp. He hasn't won one yet. Izzy hasn't been good. Sari hasn't been good. Felicia hasn't been good. She won a luck-based comp. That's their group, right? Izzy, Sari, Jared, Felicia. Who else is in their group? Who did they say is the 5? I can't remember who they said was the 5th person. Who's more dangerous for Sari's game, Blue or Izzy? That's hard. Because Blue is the ultimate blind spot. A scary good actor. A scary good actor. Because I'm like, I don't remember her crying at any point on the feeds. And then when she was like, just kidding, I'm like, there was actually tears coming out of your eyes. That's scary. I mean, Izzy or Jared. Oh, Jared, because Jared is doing more than Izzy at this point. Hey, Miss Snappy Kid. If they decide to keep Hisam, I know, right? Felicia, Sari, Izzy better sleep with one eye open. Well, Izzy already sleeps with two eyes open looking at Sari all night, so she's got that covered. Actually, it was funny because they showed Hisam on the feeds earlier. He's like, I can't have a one-on-one with anyone because every room that I go to, Izzy is coming into the room and not allowing me to be alone with anybody. If Izzy ever got on the block, she will be unhinged as hell. Telling you. Cerise sucks at physical comps. Just watch Survivor. Red could probably win, but how loyal is he to... Well, if you saw the episode today, he has no reason to be loyal to the professors because he knows that they're not loyal to him. So Red's best bet... The thing with Red is he thinks that he's under the radar because he thinks that they are not onto the fact that he's onto them, if that made any sense. He thinks that they feel he's still fully committed to that to them. But every time he's not in the room, they're like, we can't trust Red for nothing. So he's not really under the radar like he thinks he is. They're all onto Cam and Red. It feels like they got to be on overload. I'm on overload. I'm sitting in my bedroom right now. I'm not even on the show. And I feel on overload. They want to get rid of Red. They have so many conversations. Who do we got here? We got Bowie, America. We got Red, Cam. That's 4. And then we got Sari. We got Jared. We got Corey. There was this one conversation that Izzy was talking to Corey, and she said his name twice. Or she was like, we got me, Jared, we got you, we got Corey. And I'm like, you do realize in your math, you said you and you said Corey, and that's the same person. So you're talking so much math. The math ain't mathin'. That Mimi clip, I'm telling y'all, that applies 15 times a day. The math ain't mathin'. Hey, Ashley. Izzy on the block will have every emotion in the human body can manifest for a week. Oh, Lord. I think the week that Izzy goes on the block, I'm just going to leave my computer on all day for like 5 days. I'm going to get 1 million views and 100,000 subscribers in that week. Just off of her conversations alone. Under the radar players are Corey and Mimi. Corey is kind of under the radar. Mimi is very under the radar. Because they are talking about Corey. And definitely Bowie is under the radar. Izzy would be like Rachel Riley if she's on the block, aka a mental case. As of now, I'm for Corey. This is one of the worst Big Brothers I've ever seen, and it's sad because it's the 25th year. Izzy on the block will be TV gold. I can't wait for when it happens because it will happen. I would be shocked if Izzy goes the whole season without touching the block. I have said this at least 2 or 3 days now. I would be so happy if America wins the HOH. Because she's not really loyal to either side. Put one from each side on the block next to each other. Pick your poison. Any combination of both sides. Or pick 2 of one side. I don't even care. Just for the drama. I would love for a neutral person like America to win the HOH. Izzy and Jared on the block together might be the greatest thing in BB history from an entertainment standpoint. I actually think it would be what you said earlier, Izzy and Sari on the block together. That would be TV gold right there. What would that campaigning look like? Felicia will lose it to. I'm like, Felicia was so comfortable in that HOH, strutting around in that house. And she might never win HOH again. Let's be real. She might never win another HOH for the season. And when I saw her celebrating on the feeds, they counted me out. But now I'm HOH. I was very happy for her. But then when I saw what it was, I was like, not that I wasn't happy, but I was like, this is like one of the easiest ones you could have won. Took like 2 seconds. It was like Plinko chips. Now I see why Cameron was saying what he was saying. I thought he was just being mean when he was saying it was luck. Oh, yeah. And I think that information overload is a Gen Z thing. They have all the information at the palm of their hands and no common sense. And I know not all of them are Gen Z, but we do got a lot of Gen Z in the building. Felicia is kind of like Heisem. Her people skills suck. Yeah, sometimes. She's a little better than Heisem, though. The way they're playing, you would think a double eviction was coming up. Rory, they're going to go crazy when they get a double eviction. That house is going to be a nut house. Can you imagine the double eviction, right? The HOH competition, they all settled on whoever they wanted to get out. They get them out, and then Julie's like, it's a double eviction tonight. Could you imagine them under that pressure? Especially a group like this that doesn't have everything planned out and doesn't stick to a plan and doesn't trust each other. Because when I interviewed Hannah, I had to go back. I always go back when I'm interviewing someone and watch as many of their episodes as I can. And I watched all of her episodes of Big Brother 23. And I watched their double eviction moments. And the whole cookout had already talked about the plans. So even though it was anxiety provoking because they had to see who was going to actually win, and then the person who won had to execute the plan, it wasn't like they didn't know what the plan was. And it wasn't like they didn't trust the person to stick to the plan. It's like, okay, Hannah won the HOH. Okay, they know that the plan is to put Xavier and Alyssa on the block next to each other. She's going to tell Alyssa really quick, you're the pawn, X is going out, and then Alyssa's going to get blindsided and go out the door. Boom. Was it hard to execute? Maybe emotionally, but they knew what they were doing and they were solid on that. This flippity floppity group gets into a double eviction, they're going to be like, what's going to happen in the event of a double eviction? Okay, maybe we'll get red, and then, or maybe we'll take out Jared, or maybe we'll go for Jag and Blue, or maybe we'll go for Jared and Blue. Maybe we'll go from Mama Faye and Sari, or maybe we'll go for this one. Maybe we'll go for that one. I can't wait for when they have double eviction in this house. If Corey or Jag has power, they would put Felicia up against Felicia for laughs. Did you mean to put another name in there? Sari? I don't know. No, there's no dominant player. There's no skilled players. There's smart players. Like Mimi is smart and Corey is smart, but skilled? This is a very low skill season. And I think last year was quite a low skill season as well, but this year is even worse. Yeah, I assumed that's what you meant. Yeah, I think this year is very, very low on the skill scale. Even Sari, I don't feel like she's playing a high skilled Big Brother game, but she's playing a good people game. She's playing a good game in the sense of she's in the background of everything, controlling everything, but nobody thinks she's in control. And that's the reason why she has not been a primary name. This season could be amazing if they weren't so indecisive and didn't talk so much. Well, that's the name of the game. The name of the game is the Big Mouth Alliance. Jag will never forget Felicia cutting off his balls. Yep. So as of what I'm seeing right now, Izzy looks like she's in. Oh, they just cut Izzy off. Now all 4 cameras are on Sari eating her meal. Who just came in the room? Jared? Jared came in the room. It's her last day being able to watch everybody. I'm interested in this conversation with them. Yeah. Anyways, y'all, I think I'm going to go for now. Oh, speaking of Amira, I think I did tell you guys that I'm going to be interviewing Amira on Friday. So if any of y'all have any questions for Amira when I post this video, drop them in the comment section and I'll write them down for you. I can't wait to see her suffer on the block. I'll take great joy in America's favorite old geezer. Okay, y'all. So she's already out of the challenge. She was the first one out, funny enough. She was the first one out. Yeah, so I'm headed off. Thank y'all for watching. Tomorrow is Thursday, so tomorrow's eviction night. So you know that I'll be back probably multiple times throughout the day, just like I was today. I'll definitely be here after the episode concludes for a breakdown, recap. You know how we do. And have a great night. I will be up. I'm about to watch this conversation with Jared and Sari. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what? I like this Canadian.
Well, thank you.